Hello, Internet. Zihana here. I'm 2 days late. Well, once you get to know me, I'm always 2 days late, 2 months late, 2 years late, 2 generations late, 2 millennia late. Well, that's the way of the witch, the way of the wizard. You know how it goes. So, solstice for summer. Summer solstice was actually the 20th of June this year of 2026. I thought originally it was going to be the 22nd. And today is the 24th. And so, a lot has actually been going on. I got a new swivel chair. Sorry if I'm swiveling too much. Woo! Well, so anyways, a lot has been going on. I've had interviews for maybe moving out of state, but I don't have a place to go in the state that I may be moving to. Sadly, those jobs have not gone through quite yet, but it gives me hope that when I get to the other states for looking for a place to live, that I have high chances of getting good income. And that is wonderful news for me because I found places where rent is way cheaper than in Washington State, and I can still make Washington wages with my skills and my education, my experience, personal and professional. So I'm stoked to know that information. And it's not going to be just kitchen jobs. Don't mind me saying that, kitchen workers. I'm a graveyard closer for the kitchens, for the delis, for the fast food. I've done it all, but that's not my gig no more. That's not my career. And I know it's a lot of hard work. It's super stressful on everybody unless you're having loads of fun with it. And at one point, I even thought about owning my own restaurant. It still occasionally crosses my mind secretly. Maybe not so secretly. So anyways, if you noticed, I've made a change to my altar. Oop, the little door caught my altar cloth. To make it more summery. I've mentioned before I change my altar per the seasons, which is more of a Wicca thing, and I don't really fall back on Wicca very much. For example, I don't follow the threefold rule. That's a new rule. I follow karma. What I do is, well, I used to be just a jerk and curse everybody who would piss me off, and then a shit ton of bad things would happen to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? What really? Why? And then I realized I was doing it out of spite and anger and hate, and that's why karma came at me so bad, and why karma decided that I deserved a shit ton of negativity in my life. Well, so then I started to change my perspective on a lot of things, and that takes practice, and I'm still working on it. But I've realized that I need to not do curses out of spite and anger and hatred, but out of revenge, self-defense, protection, and things have improved drastically in my life since I've made that decision. So it's a karmic thing, in my opinion. Okay, so let me get to my altar, even though it's seasonal, which is fine, even if you're not Wicca. So another thing is, all Wiccas are witches, but not all witches are Wicca. It is a good base to start off of, though. It really is. It's just not for everybody. So anyways, I've got the green man on my altar. I am Celtic, and I do a lot of Celtic practices. I do a mix of Gypsy, Celtic, and Greek because Hecate does sit on my altar and has for almost 20 years. If you notice, I've moved my mermaid from my prosperity of the ocean to my summertime altar. Same with the green man. I've got my summery yellow butterfly candle. Brown, I'm debating if I want to move that to my prosperity altar or make a new brown candle for my ancestor candle so I can reach out to my ancestors who tell me everything. Oh, crap. This is a weird way to hold this. And then you got the typical setup, but instead of what I had before, if y'all remember correctly, I had more of the darker stones, brown, grays, and the black stones. Those stones were on my altar for quite some time. And now it's gone down to the pastels, the light blue, the yellow, the orange, because with summer, you want that brightness. The yellow, the gold, the orange. I got my orange candle. I've got greens, for the green man. And the yellow tassel here, kind of a gold tassel along here. That's basically the colors of summer. I'm not a summer person. I'm allergic to summer. I might be allergic to existing, to be honest. I have a few more allergies than I want to admit. And none of them are extremely drastically bad. They just kind of keep my body unhappy. It's how it is. But when it comes to trees, I'm allergic to pollen on trees. I'm allergic to grass, like 5 types of grasses and 4 types of trees, or is it 5 types of trees and 4 types of grasses? I'd have to double check. Another thing, so yeah, I'm not very summery, but I still respect summer. I still respect the power of the sun. On a summer solstice, I did actually kind of peek at the sunrise. I was hanging out with a friend, and he celebrates summer solstice in the meaning of gardening, because he's a botanist and not a witch, but he still does it for the plants, and that makes sense to me. And well, anyways, so I like to show the change, and I like to represent the seasons and the Sabbats, even if I'm not always on time. I do it around the time, and it's the intent. I've also been playing a lot of my witchy music that I listen to in the background. And not right now unless you can hear it. And then YouTube will make me record a new video because it will say, oh, copyright, you're playing Final Fantasy music in the background. Oh, you can't do that. Whatever. I get it though. People steal all the time. Well, anyways, so Green Man represents prosperity in a way because it represents fertility, and it doesn't quite represent harvest, but it represents growth. And that's why he's covered in the oak leaves, because he's representing growth and rebirth. The bigger oak leaves for the growth, the newer oak leaves for the rebirth. And basically, you know the trees are strong and alive most of the time unless they die. And that happens even to 1,200-year-old trees, unfortunately, which I've never even gotten to see that one, the one in England, Robin Hood's tree. Well, so it died. It's 1,200 years old. It was bound to happen, especially if man keeps messing with things and interfering with things, and visitors are disrespectful a lot of times when it comes to nature. I do like to keep my videos short. I do not want to keep it too long. I just wanted to mention one of the things of what I do for Sabbats, And I'm not the type of person to do rituals every day and light my candle every day and light incense every day. I was in the beginning, and it's definitely great to do in the beginning when you're a baby witch. You definitely want to do that. Why? Because it helps you to focus on the meditation and to switch your uh, mind a little bit, so that way you could be like in the mood for the magic the proper, like, I guess I can't say proper way, but the way that feels right to you. And for me nowadays, it just really takes a lot of thought. It takes some preparation and some rituals depending on what I'm asking for. Another reason I've been super busy lately too is I was not actually planning on having a vacation anytime soon. I was thinking about maybe moving, so I also was thinking about maybe going camping with a friend, and took an extra day off of work, and worked 2 extra days last week, so that way I can make up for taking an extra day off of work. Well, so then it turns out that I'm not going camping with that particular friend, unfortunately, for a super fun event that we were going to go to together. But finances, well, it's not really finances. More of a, she has her friend coming along, and I was thinking I couldn't afford a ticket at the time, and most of the tickets were sold out. And then there's the last minute ones, but I already made backup plans, and those backup plans became first plans, and now are finalized plans. So I'm not going to be getting that ticket unless my income is like, oh shit, you cannot afford to rent a car, and you cannot afford to go to Montana for your other friend and your other friends out there, because really you were going to go to this event to celebrate your friend's birthday, my soul sister's bestie's birthday. And, well, you know what? I got another friend who's like a best friend, in Montana, who also has a birthday this week. So I decided I'm going to go visit them. And I also got a new friend I'm visiting, which a friend of mine I've known since 5th grade. And I'm 40, so I don't know if you know how long ago 5th grade was for me. In the 90s. And it's 2026. So anyways, his friend is really wanting to be my friend too. So there's that. And it's beautiful. It's a rebirth, a reconnection to, like, just really know new people, go see new things. Even if you've been to, like, the state before, go explore different parts of it. And that's what I plan on doing. If I'm not going to go to a hot springs, or I was even thinking maybe Yellowstone for a day, but I probably don't have the gas for that. Don't know yet. Maybe I do. We'll see. And it's just, maybe not. I might be going stone hounding at and getting crystals or something. And then I'll be able to have those on my altar too. And it will be fun and wonderful. So anyways, happy summer solstice. I hope you have a wonderful time. Even if you are allergic to earth like me, because earth is very lively during the summer. Everybody's lively. I'm a night owl. I'm a fall baby. Well, super late summer, early fall, because technically my birthday is less than a week before the fall solstice. So, yeah, there's that. But anyways, I wanted to show this. I wanted to talk about certain things that happen during summer, and events and things that keep us all busy, and the Green Man, about rebirth and reconnection, and about growth, because we're constantly growing. And when I travel, or I move, or I relocate, or anything like that, I'm growing in different areas of my life all the time. So anyways, I actually have to finish my packing for the next 5 days that I'll be gone, 4 or 5 days. And I have to prepare to possibly rent a car, and or drive a old car. over certain passes that I'm a little sketched out on. And I might be taking my puppy with me on this road trip. I probably will be taking my puppy with me. My other two dogs, my son is watching. And it's because it's a lot to handle 3 dogs on the road for adventures, especially when one of them's reactive. And yeah, so there's going to be new paths born. And that's another thing about yellow. The color yellow and orange, by the way, are road opener colors. So that's another great thing to think about for rebirth and growth. Anyways, simple ways to do rituals. When I was setting my altar up, I forgot to mention, I used a tea, and it's like a summery tea. I gotta get this out of there. It's a little old now. But I used this tea to cleanse everything and de-dust everything and sprinkle on my altar. And it smelled nice and lovely. And it's a summery tea. It's a citrus tea, blackberry citrus, I believe, which has lots of flavors in it that are summery smells and sweet and wonderful. And it's stuff that I do, that I recommend. And it works for me. Anyways, I hope maybe this was useful. It wasn't very informative. It was more of a, I guess, slightly informative, and see what you do with it, I guess. Take it or leave it. Anyways, ta-ta for now.